All right, guys, let's talk a little bit more about the so-called GOP primary, which has been over for the longest time. In my opinion, ever since Donald Trump announced that he would actually be running for president again, I knew it was a wrap. None of these people had a shot whatsoever. However, there's one person that has refused to drop out, and you guys know that it's actually Nikki Haley, who truly has no GOP support. None. She's been exposed. Roughly about 70% of her supporters in New Hampshire were actually Democrats or left-leaning independents, which is essentially Democrats. She truly has no support in the GOP. But Nikki Haley, over the past week, still believes, that New Hampshire was a victory. I mean, even with 70% support of Democrats, she still lost to Donald Trump. Now, her home state of South Carolina is next. And I believe that Nikki Haley is going to get blown out. It's going to be an embarrassment, guys. I'm willing to bet that the news outlets are probably going to call South Carolina for Trump as soon as the polls close, because it's going to be a bloodbath. Now, Nikki Haley, there's been calls for her to actually drop out of the race because there is no path to victory for her. And if she actually did get to the general election, I don't believe that Republican voters would actually vote for her. I mean, it will be a disaster, guys, if she actually ends up with the GOP nomination for some kind of reason and ends up going up against Joe Biden. Because I don't believe that she will beat Joe Biden because the GOP support is not there for her. Just not. It's all fake, man. Fake numbers. These Democrats that were voting in the primary said, yeah, if it came down to Nikki Haley and Joe Biden, I'm voting for Beijing Biden. Well, Nikki Haley was actually on with Meet the Press, and she was actually talking to Christian Welker. And I got to admit, man, Christian Welker actually asked her a pretty good question, and it was pretty eye-opening, guys. It's inevitable, man. Nikki Haley is going to be dropping out pretty soon, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, support us just for $5 a month, get access to the member live stream we have every single Friday. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. So here we go. Over here on NBC News, look at this title right here. Nikki Haley says she doesn't have to win her home state of South Carolina, but needs momentum. Folks, she needs way more than momentum because the polls are definitely not in her favor, man. We're going to watch this clip. Then I'm actually going to show you guys the polling for South Carolina. And it's bad news for Nikki Haley. So that being said, let's go and roll this and watch this.
Let's talk about your path forward. As you know, Trump has a double-digit lead in the polls. He secured the endorsement of a lot of the top officials in your state. Do you need to win South Carolina, your home state, in order to win the nomination?
Well, let's first talk about the people that he surrounded himself in South Carolina. Yes, he got the endorsement of the governor, but that's the same governor that I defeated when I ran for governor. Yes, he got the endorsement of the political class in South Carolina, but that's the same group that I forced to have to show their votes on the record. It's the same group that I forced to pass ethics reform where they had to disclose their income. It's the same group where I vetoed $500 million of pet projects that I didn't think taxpayer dollars should go to. So there's no surprise there that the political elite are surrounding him there. Trump has become an insider. That's what it comes down to, is he's more interested in satisfying the elected class than he is in satisfying the people. When it comes to South Carolina, look, we wanted to be strong, and I think we started with 2% in Iowa. We ended up with 20%. We got to New Hampshire. We needed to do better than that, and we did. We got 43% of the vote.
No, you got Democrat support. You didn't get GOP and conservative support. You didn't.
Now we're going into South Carolina. We need to be stronger than what we did in New Hampshire. And so that's certainly what we need to do. But it's not just that we need to be stronger, Kristen. Trump needs to be stronger. He's not getting the independent vote. He's not getting a segment of the Republicans. And so he's got some work to do as well.
Let me just make
Listen
sure we
to
get an answer, though, Ambassador Haley, because this is your home state. You were governor in the state of South Carolina. Do you need to win your home state in order to stay in this race? Is it do or die?
I think I need to do better than I did in New Hampshire. So this is.
You heard it right there. She says, I think I need to do better than I did in New Hampshire. Keep that in mind.
It's a building situation.
But
it's not about which state you get and which state you don't.
Do you need to actually? I hear you saying you need to do better, but don't you need to win your home state to show that you can win your home state, and really put some delegates on the map for yourself?
Well, we've got 17 delegates. He's got 32. I'd say that's pretty good to start. What I do think I need to do is I need to show that I'm building momentum. I need to show that I'm stronger in South Carolina than New Hampshire. Does that have to be a win? I don't think that necessarily has to be a win, but it certainly has to be better than what I did in New Hampshire, and it certainly has to be close. And so that's what we're focusing on. If we win, great. If not, we've got to show that we're continuing to narrow that margin along the way.
So I hear
to give people in Super Tuesday states a reason to know that they can continue to see.
So you see that right there, guys. You see that right there. Nikki Haley says she needs to make sure that this primary in South Carolina, her home state, is close. She says she needs to do better than what she did in New Hampshire. Now, we got the final polls here for New Hampshire. Look here. Remember, keep in mind, this is with Democrats voting for her. Trump still won New Hampshire. Even with Democrats voting for Nikki Haley, he won by 11 points. And she says she needs to do better in South Carolina than in New Hampshire. I don't see how that's possible, guys. I don't see how that's possible whatsoever. Nikki Haley is pretty much saying, I'm about to drop out. Because she said that she wants to continue on until Super Tuesday at least. She said that. Super Tuesday is on March 5th. But in another clip, and I no reason to actually play it, I don't believe she actually committed to staying in until the GOP National Convention. But look at this here. Keep in mind, she lost New Hampshire by 11 points with Democrats. Look at the polling here for South Carolina. Trump, 62.5% as of yesterday. Nikki Haley, 29.2%. She is losing in the polls right now by an astonishing, what is that? 33 points to Trump. 33 points. And she says she needs to show momentum. She says that she needs to perform better than she did in New Hampshire. This is bad news for her, man. Bad news. And really, guys, she's never been close. Look at the trend right here. If you look at the map right here, Trump has continued to go up and up and up. And right here, just on January 17th, Donald Trump was at 54.8%. And now he's up another 8 points. Nikki Haley, not even close. And this is with people dropping out. I told you guys, all of the people that have dropped out of the GOP primary, none of them have come out and supported Nikki Haley. they've all come out and supported Donald Trump, with the exception of Mike Pence. He hasn't endorsed Nikki Haley. He hasn't endorsed anybody, I believe. Chris Christie, who hates Trump, he's not supporting Nikki Haley either. Yeah, it's over, man. It's a wrap. Maybe she'll stick around to Super Tuesday, but the writing's on the wall, man. There is no path whatsoever to victory for Nikki Haley. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you next time.